I've studied people who are successful since at least my early 20s. I'm 37 today, 38 later this month. I've been studying successful people from all walks of life, and you eventually begin to see patterns. Patterns of ways people think, patterns of the way they organize their time, patterns of what they say yes to, patterns of what they say no to, patterns of the way they deal with fear or insecurity. And when you see people failing in life, you also see patterns. And pattern recognition is great, because if we didn't have patterns in life, we'd really have a hard time, right? Imagine if one day you go to the salt shaker and you put some salt in your dish and it tastes salty. You know, it comes out and it's good. The next time you try sprinkling that, it tastes like sugar. And another day it tastes like garlic. It's the same thing. Wouldn't you have a problem? You know, you can't really move in life if there's not patterns. Yes or no, right? You have to have patterns in life in order to be able to function and move and do what you need to do. You need to recognize pattern. Pattern recognition is extremely important. I'm able to help people, thank God, with their dating and their relationships and businesses and more revenue and all kinds of things I'm able to do because I see patterns. There's a way that if you structure your offense in a business to get business and customers and flow, it works. There's a way that if you don't structure it, oftentimes it doesn't work, and you'll be in retreat, and you'll be failing, and you'll be going in the opposite direction. There's things that work, and there's things that don't. You hear what I'm saying? It's a key idea. Success is not an accident, and failure is not an accident. When I was growing up, many of you know, or some of you know me better might know, I very much wanted to be a baseball player. That's what I wanted to be when I was growing up. And when I say baseball player, I mean like for real, like New York Yankees Major League baseball player. That's what I wanted to be. So I know you're a big baseball fan. So this part especially makes sense to you. When you want to play baseball, and I practiced with certain people who were actually former major leaguers and people who were in the minor leagues. I trained with them a little bit. One of the things you have to know if you want to be a great hitter is you have to know your mechanics. You have to get your mechanics right. Because when you're a hitter, success at the plate is conditioned upon you have to have the right mechanics. So, you know, Felix, I don't know if you're going to catch all, my cameraman over there, I don't know if you're going to catch all the baseball in there, but, you know, but let's say you're hitting. There's a certain way you have to put your weight, and then you have to have a simple swing, and you can practice on a tee, and there's a way you shift your weight, and there's a certain trigger, and there's a certain way you pivot. And are you opening up your hips too early? And is your head pulling out from looking at the ball, making contact with the bat too early? And are you releasing your top hand? Are you yes? Are you no? There's a whole science to hitting. And that doesn't mean you're going to hit 1,000, a perfect batting average. But when you're creaming the ball, when you're knocking the cover off the ball, when you're a hitter, your mechanics are good. When you'll see a baseball player, it could be in the majors, and certainly as a child, when I watch children, I coach sometimes my 12-year-old with his Little League, and I've even showed him on my video camera, on my phone, I've actually filmed him hitting to show him what he's doing right and wrong and where to tweak his mechanics. You see sometimes a player could be great, and all of a sudden they go into a slump. Why are they going into a slump? Going into a slump because something changed many times with their mechanics, okay? So success is amazing because if you study it and you know what you're doing when you're doing very well in life, if you see what you're doing, what's working, it's amazing because you can go back to it. You go back to your mechanics. For much of my life, there was times I was doing very well and I wasn't really sure I knew why. If you'd say to me, why are you doing great in this field or that field? I'd say, I don't know. I'd say things like, I'm trying my best. I don't know. I'm trying. I don't know. You know, but then there's times I've gone into slumps in life in different aspects, and I wasn't doing well. And if you would ask me, why are you not? I'm like, I don't know. Maybe God's not helping me now. I don't know. And of course, you know, if I believe that ultimately you won't be successful if your Creator is not assisting you, no matter what you do. But I became a student of my own life and what works for me and what doesn't, and everybody can do that. And when you get clear as to the mechanics of what creates results for you and what doesn't, then it's something that you never have to slump. Because even when you begin to go into a cold streak, you're able to come right back to it and revisit that.